So I can't be friends with you, right? Because you're
Well,
not
you can
man,
because,
right?
and I guess what the difference between you
That
and me is
annoys me.
that
That annoys the
I
out of
just
me
don't like when you're
that you
derailing
wear
the podcast.
a tank top like that.
No, I just got a little bit hot in here.
That's
so it got a little hot in here.
Homoerotic,
What
dude.
are you? How is it's only homoerotic if you love it? Because you're an actually gay guy.
Please run out of the closet, please.
You know what happened if I ran out?
You couldn't.
I'd
look,
open
by
the
the
door
way,
and I'd smack right into you, waiting to jump on in.
You could not look gayer.
Oh my god, dude, I am a freak compared
to
you.
But you also
it's
look
almost
like
bad to have us on the same.
No,
cast,
no. All right,
dude.
you're
I'm
a young
Greek god, and you're a little Italian farm boy.
Hey, dude, we're the same height.
We're not the same
Stand up.
height. I've been waiting for this.
No, come on, be cool, dude. Just be cool. Hey, your voice is rather nasally.
No, it's not.
Well, no, it's not. So we have to bring it down here, right? Got to lower the larynx and get some soda in your voice, right? We don't want to talk through our nose when we're doing a podcast.
Hello and welcome to Off Limits with Nick Callas. My guest today is Bryan Callen.
You don't hijack my show. I'm gray. I'm looking at these monitors.
Don't look at the monitors.
I'm gray and
I'm not. I'm excited to have you in today.
Look, you've been telling me that I've been having nothing but scientists on.
Yes.
I got to start having comics on.
You got to have comics on.
Today you said just have anybody who's funny because people want to see you be funny, not talk to, scientists.
And I want to be clear about why. You don't know things. So when you have these really brilliant people on, you don't even elicit good information from them because your questions are stupid.
Okay, dude, I don't like this.
I don't like
this. Is a shit way to start a podcast.
It is.
People should know that Nick and I were texting about something, trying to get something done, and Nick goes, I go, okay, we'll do that. I go, yeah, cool. We figured out what we were going to do for this issue. And then the next text I get is he just goes, the thing is, I don't respect you as a man, though.
It's true.
And I didn't know what else to do there.
Well, I want to. Okay, let's bring the aggression down because I don't want to be coming for your neck the whole time. You don't want any of
this, right? You don't want any of this.
Well, here's the intellectually.
58-year-old.
There's no version.
Because I got
an
skills,
inability
right?
not to interrupt. There's no part of you that I would consider a threat to me in any way, shape, or form. And I look in your little.
I gotta get you to archetype boxing. We'll move around the ring a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be super nice.
Yeah.
But we'll move around.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pitter pat you just to the body.
And I'm
look at me, just to the body.
Bryan,
Grandpa's not gonna hurt you.
Bryan, I'm gonna cuddle you. I'm gonna kiss you on the soft of your neck.
I can't wait.
Oh, you want it.
Do you feel my Irish
Dude,
Italian
you have
piece.
doll eyes. Just two little black beads.
Yeah.
Because you're soulless. Yeah. And to my prior point, I don't respect you as a man. I don't respect you because you're not a man. There's that. But then also what are you?
What am I, dude?
I'm trying to figure it out, dude. I'm over here looking at you going like,
what? I pulled my face off and I was like, this is a girl. And he saw through my mask.
Do you ever think about if you'd be prettier as a woman? Like, would you be attractive as a woman?
No. I when I was 28 and I was kind of cute, I was 20. Yeah, I was probably 28. I did a Mad TV thing where I was doing a thing on Clueless and I was playing Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs meets Clueless meets Alicia Silverstone. So I did this montage where I was dressing up as a woman. And dude, my Adam's apple, my sharp nose at the time, my angular jaw, I look like a bunch of points.
Dude.
There's nothing feminine. I was awful looking.
No, there's nothing neck up. Nothing feminine about
Louis
you.
C.K. has a funny joke about the skinny guys with Adam's apples in T-shirts, where they show
get all
them,
the pussy.
They're like, I'm here for all the pussy.
Yeah.
And I will say, and you're probably the same thing. I always like, I'm too skinny. I don't like the way I look. but there was always there are girls that like
Yeah.
skinny guys with Adam's apples.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
weird.
I think there's something about if they're not super built, if they're not super well kempt, there's something about like it's attractive that he just is what he is.
Yeah, but here's my thing that I don't know if you feel this way, but like I always, when I was with a girl, it was a serious girlfriend or any girl, I would always be like, if I was a girl, I would never be attracted to me.
Physically?
Yeah, because then I'll see guys who are like, just robust dudes, big, strong, athletic athletes. And I always would feel like that girl must look at that guy and be like, ho hum, I'm with points over here when I could be with muscles.
But see, you and I specifically are attracted to jacked dudes. One, because we like want to be that, and
Yes.
two, because
We wanna have sex with
we want to fuck them.
Yeah.
But also, I think women, dude, there's a point where you're just like, it's too much. They're like, what? Because the thing is, they got to make love to that. It's like fucking a refrigerator.
Well, you and I say that, which I don't think you and I want to believe that, and I don't believe that. I would say this though, that we do have a sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
And as my buddy said, like this girl liked me, and she was dating some fireman, big handsome guy, but she liked me. And I was like, I don't know how she likes me. She's with that guy. And my buddy said, "You're more fun, dude.
Yeah.
You're more fun.
Yeah.
You make her laugh."
Yeah.
So
that's always been my thing, is that I said to a girl once, I was like, I know why you like me. And she goes, I don't even know why do I like you? And I was like, because I'm a dreamer. You believe in more possibilities because I do, and you're attracted to that.
Well, women are into men who are ambitious and who are hardworking.
Yeah.
I've always been ambitious and hardworking.
Yeah.
So women are drawn to that.
Yeah.
And then there's maybe something called charisma that comes, I don't know, whatever comes with that. But I had you ever been like had a woman attracted to you and you're like, me?
Constantly. No,
dude,
not
that's
that.
All right,
Me,
dude.
I would think that. A woman
right,
would
dude,
be
you're
well,
not-
hang on, because you interrupt, and then makes me want to fire off on you. So a woman, it gets attracted. She looks at me and she goes, "Oh, you're so attractive." And then my reaction is, "Me? What?" Dude, look across the table.
You're pissing me off, dude.
I know.
You're pissing me off right now.
No.
I was at a wedding when I was young and cute, and I was with my boys, and I wasn't thinking anything. And a girl was there who had a fireman boyfriend, a big, handsome fireman boyfriend. And she came up to me the second day of the wedding. It was a weekend thing. And she came up to me, and I was like, I don't remember where I was. Maybe I think I was in the kitchen or something. I was in a house. And she said, "Where do you live?" And I said, "Los Angeles." And she said, I don't, all I remember is she looked at me and she goes, it was unbelievable. She just went, "I'm incredibly attracted to you." Like, she just said that to me. And I was like, but you're with that big, handsome galoot. And the way she said it was just, it was so flattering.
Yeah.
And I still remember it, of course. And that was what, at least 23 years ago.
You know what I think specifically, and then we can kind of investigate if this is the same in reverse for women. I think that what they're attracted to about us is what we're attracted to about ourselves. Like she goes like, "I'm so attracted to you," and it's because you're fun and entertaining and intellectual and all these things. And then that's what we love about ourselves. Is it the same for women? Like, are we attracted to about them what they love? Because I think it's the opposite.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
we go like perfect ass, perfect tits, and they're like, I want people to see me for my creativity.
Well, you can see a woman who's got all the curves, right? Their biology
Yeah.
brings you in, right? So you're like, oh, geez, well, especially when you're younger.
Right.
You're like, oh, well, I don't care if you kill people.
Right.
But the women that you choose to be with, the women that you actually end up dating, that end up getting under your skin, that you can't shake,
Sure.
the woman that you move into your house, I think you're attracted to their spirit. I genuinely think there is an expression in a woman's eye. I've always loved hustle and courage and grit. Like, there are some women, like my wife, or you know, I dated a very famous director who's now a very famous director, and there was a ferocity to her spirit. There was just something about her, man.
Is it one that you go, I have that as well, and that's what I like about it, or is it something that is like aspirational?
I never think of it as, I never bring it back to me in that sense. I just go, there's something I respect. No, in fact, I would say a lot of times it's like, it's something I maybe don't have or wish I did have or whatever, but whatever the case, I just recognize that some people are tough. Some women are tough. And some women are, I like smart. Like I'm turned on by actually smart. I'm not turned on by, super ambitious women.
Sure.
But I'm turned on by smart women.
Well, that's certainly true of, I won't say her wife's name because
Danny.
You don't have a lot of fans.
I don't care.
Danny she's so smart and she's also tough. She's from Philly, and she's
Genuinely.
She's one of the boys too. Like she can.
But she's brave. She's fucking brave. Like that's what I love about her. But she's. I swear to God, dude, I've never won an argument because I've always been wrong. If she's gonna fight with me, she's thought it through and she's right. And I'm not joking when I say that.
You also are not very smart.
Okay, dude.
So
that's not.
No, but
I thought you were going to go with that.
This is a compliment.
No,
ultimately.
it's not.
It
though,
is.
because
Let
you
me
just
finish.
started with I'm not very smart.
I know, but watch me sort of get there. Because the thing is, somebody of your intellectual level, right? The odds that you would be right in a sort of debate with someone are just, they're starting low.
You just said you were going to compliment me.
You're not. You love to jump on top of someone when they're speaking.
Okay, well, you just insulted me twice. So where's the compliment?
Well, I can't even remember what it was going to be now. I do have some questions.
Wait, so you're just going to let those two hang?
What's up? Let's get into some, because I have some questions. I know it's your show, but I want to kind of interview you a little bit here.
Okay.
So
coconut water is overrated.
No, it's gross. It is gross.
Never had it where I could finish it.
Yeah, why did you choose it?
It annoys me because I haven't eaten and I thought maybe I'll have something.
I didn't eat either, and I lifted it on an empty stomach.
Oh, man.
The passion, physicality, references to literature, history, and then this sort of, in a beautiful way, desperate, almost cloying need to make people laugh, repressed homosexuality. Where does it all come from?
The idea that it comes from the notion that there is a room over there that has all the goodies, and I'll never be able to find the light switch to open up all the secrets. But maybe you can give me I want a flashlight at least to feel what it's like. I want to feel what it's like to be fluent in an instrument. I want to feel what it's like to take a business from zero to international. I want to feel what it's like to play, for 10,000 people. And none of that shit has come true. That's not
true.
But I felt what it's like to be successful as a comic. I felt like what it's like to be successful as an actor. I felt like what it's like to make money. I felt what it's like to be a father and a husband and a lover and all that shit, and maybe even like get better at a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's all just a variation on a theme. I've had incredible experiences as a comic, and for 500 people, 600 people, 1,000 people, and there's no difference between that and 10,000.
Right.
All the difference is, what I'm saying there is, I take all of it back just now. I take it all back. Because 10,000 people means a lot of money, and it means a lot more adulation, as if you need more than 1,000 people on their feet cheering for you.
Yeah, your body doesn't know the difference between 500
Get the fuck out of here. Like, what am I doing? Like, what we did this weekend, dude.
Yeah.
This weekend in Plano, Texas at the Mic Drop Comedy Club.
Right.
Those Saturday crowds, that place was packed.
So
what
good.
a privilege.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that I could ask for more is a sin.
Well, you know what I found really interesting about that is, like, I got off and I was so charged, and you came off from, I think it was the first show Saturday, and like, I don't know how many times I've seen like that level of, like, it's so corny, but like God in you, like real excitement, and like, And not even just like I'm proud of myself, my ego's on fire, but also this thing of like I just connected with a bunch of people and made them really happy, and I feel like connected to the universe or God. It's when you say that I want to know what it's like to play an instrument. Do you know, to the point where you could teach somebody else how to do it, what it is you're doing on stage? You don't know.
No, I think I think, I've been doing it so long, but I don't know. You can't teach that. It's like saying to somebody, hey man, how do you slip punches and come back with that right hand, or how do you dip and dig to the body and then like, if I asked Dustin Poirier that, like I did this thing with him recently, and he was showing me how he digs to the body, or how he knocked out Saint Denis, where he dipped and came back. Like, he can show it to me, but I don't know how to do that.
So you think it can be taught, it just can't be learned?
Well, he's been doing it since he was 17. Yeah, you can teach somebody boxing, and then I'll see you in 10 years.
Sure.
But I don't know, stand-up is weird that way, man. Stand-up is a feeling. Like,
I think
I don't know. This is my... You want my class for stand-up? Write what you think is funny.
Certainly not yours. I'll go to the next question. So you've lived in... Gotta be...
So obnoxious, man.
Is it 13 countries? How many countries have you lived
7.
in? You've lived in 7 countries. You've had an illustrious career as an actor, as a podcaster.
Where's my camera?
How is it that you are still so like vapid and just uninteresting, narcissistic?
Because I hear God whisper in my ear.
Yeah.
You're the best. And so, like you call it vapid, but I'm the Messiah.
I'll ask you this, and then let me answer it first for myself. When I get off stage and I have a set, not just where like you kill, but one where maybe you're doing something new and it's really true, it's really honest, you didn't write it down, it's just something that like really came from the heart and it crushes.
Yeah.
And when you get off, do you go like, I am the best at this? And actually, let me jump in and say, if I saw you do that with something new that's really honest and truthful, I would volunteer my vote for that. In that moment, across the globe, Bryan is the best.
Well, you've seen me a lot, and you've seen a lot of other people. I think I'm definitely, I think I'm, on any given day, I don't have a problem following anybody on the planet.
You don't know. In a vacuum, you take Chappelle and Louis and whoever, and nobody knows who any of them are, and you put them on a show or different shows, just in a vacuum.
I'm in that mix.
Yeah.
I hang with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be like, that guy was a weak link. They're not.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they would disagree with that. And if they do, I'd love to put myself in that running. It's not. I've done it plenty of times. I've followed plenty of very good people, and certainly at the Comedy Store, I was in lineups with the biggest, best comics on the planet, whether it was Louis C.K. or Norm Macdonald or Joey Diaz or Theo Vaughn or Chris D'Elia or Joe Rogan or Sebastian Maniscalco, you name it. We were all, that was Murderer's Row, but it wasn't like I wasn't.
It was really a crazy time.
It was crazy. Guys, this podcast brought to you by MyBookie. We got a doozy. We got turkey. We got bad decisions. We got football. But guess what? MyBookie makes it all profitable. You like turkey? You like football? How about making money? Because this is where MyBookie comes in. They're loading the table with cash drops, boosted lines, same game day parlays. This is the bet every bettor talks about because it doesn't miss. One single touchdown is all it takes. One trip to the end zone, and you double your money. It's that simple. One trip to the end zone, and you will double your money. That's the easiest bet you'll ever make. And how about this? MyBookie is now, if you're watching the game with friends, when they sign up, you get a bonus. That's what happens. You get extra bonus money every time and makes a deposit. So bring a buddy in while you guys win together. So start with promo code Callen. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Callen. When you sign up, grab a welcome bonus to get ahead. So that's what happens. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Callen. You'll grab, when you sign up, you get a welcome bonus at mybookie.com, promo code Callen, Callen. Let's go. I don't know.
Do you have a thought or a premise or something for a new bit that we can talk about?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, I want to expand on the idea that we need a sexy enemy, right? So when you see somebody who's fighting racism, you know, or something, you know, or man, these Jews, these Muslims, these white supremacists, we need a tangible enemy that's causing all the problems. This is the idea, right? The patriarchy. Those things, you know, those things are sort of like what we think. There's something about putting all your resources to fighting an enemy you can measure. But in fact, you know, if Captain America really wanted to save America, he should lecture us on diabetes, on type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance, and the dangers of over-consuming sugar. Now, you can't use your shield for that, and you got to have a graphic of your pancreas. That's not how it works. If you don't like a certain group, whether it's Jews or Muslims or white supremacists, or whatever, what about your phone, young man? What about the phone that gives you unlimited access to porn, unlimited access to gambling, unlimited access to scrolling, unlimited access to gaming? You're better off throwing your phone into the ocean, and that would keep you a lot safer.
Yeah. And
you know, Bill Maher said that. That was interesting. Bill Maher said after 9/11, he got in big trouble. He said, "Yeah, you know, terrorism, Islamic terrorism, real dangerous, but the food, what's really going to kill you is probably the food you eat, all that soda you drink." It's like, hey, what the fuck, dude? But so that's an interesting premise to me because
it's a little wordy. It's a little long.
Well, I haven't developed it yet, dude, but it's the theme.
Well, I asked you
it's
for
the feeling.
Wait, hey, Brendan, can you run it back and let me know if I asked for a journal entry or for a joke?
All right, bro. I'm not giving you a joke. I'm saying there's something there, all right?
I'll tell you what's there. A lot of fucking words.
Oh, man. I don't know how this turned into...
You are fascinated by this concept. It's like, it's in False Gods. I think it's pretty not that premise, but the idea of like an existential dread coexisting with just like the fact that the human life is limited.
Evil doesn't come to you, and for that matter, Satan doesn't come to you with horns and a tail.
Right.
You know, the idea is he comes to you with smooth cheeks, smelling good, in a suit and a tie, and he's going to make everything all right. You know, he's an opioid.
Right.
He's going to make all your pain disappear.
How do you go from, okay, I have this idea. It's a funny idea. I know what it is I'm talking about. I know how I feel about it. To it then evolving into an actual punchline specifically that involves your body.
I believe that when you get an idea, and it could be an idea for a business, an idea for an invention, an idea for a joke, an idea for a book or a movie, the only difference between people who are really successful and people who are not is the people that are really successful are the ones that have the faith to keep following the thread. Because the business, the joke, the movie, all of it already exists. It's up to you to keep showing up so that it works itself through your body. You're just a channel. That's why, like, I believe, as I'm older, I get crazier and crazier, but I believe, like, looking up and saying a prayer and letting God work through you is something I actually believe. I actually believe if you do it honestly for the right reason, and you are a midwife to making the world a better place, so that your expression is there to make the world better. Don't take credit for your artistic expression. Don't even take credit for your original expression. You can take credit for the fact that you showed up every day and had the faith, but faith is everything. Faith is everything, man. Faith is like it's the lesson of the Old Testament for sure. Like, Moses didn't actually make it to the promised land because he tried to take credit for the water that came from the rock.
Right.
And he hit it twice because he ultimately didn't have faith. And that's a crazy thing to say, but if you don't believe that it's going to work out, it always works out in its own way. Whatever happens, if it's bad or whatever, witness that. Be the witness to it. And then recognize that you'll get something, or your children will get something out of that.
Are you scared that you won't be around for your son's first steps or your wife's 23rd birthday?
Hey, dude, I'm not that old, okay? I'm 58, and I just had an MRI done of my spine and my neck and my brain, all right? And my brain and my joints, all right?
Yeah.
And my nads, okay? And my plums, okay?
So you have nads and plums?
My plums. I call them my plums.
Okay.
I stole that from Will Ferrell, but here's the thing, bro.
Yeah.
Had a good old 3D look at that under the MRI with a man who knows better, and shit's intact.
You are remarkably healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock
It's
on
almost
wood.
like a prank on the rest of the world, is that this guy just won't go down.
I got energy.
You got so much energy.
My wife calls me the what is it? The anomaly.
Yeah. What does she
Because I
say?
put it down, and if there's a day without sex, I'm like, I just look around and I go, dude, starvation rations, huh? Unbelievable how you put me on starvation rations. She goes, we had sex last night. What are you talking about? I go, we didn't have sex. She goes, well, the night before. I'm like, wow. Wow.
I'm also one of those guys that it's got to be every day.
I'm like, starvation.
Yeah. Actually,
It
I wanted.
annoys the shit out of her when I say that.
Of course it does, because the experience of it for them is, and not to say that they don't love it and that it doesn't feel good for them physically, regardless of whatever sensation they have, they're getting fucked. You're getting hit.
But a lot of times, like, the woman's not into it when she's like, all right, well, make it fast because I gotta.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
You go. I'm not doing that, and then you still are kind of like, yeah, but.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean, you're a beggar at that point, but also you're like, that's not sexy.
No, being wanted is the sexiest thing.
Women, I always say to women, if you like a guy, all we want to be is admired.
Yeah.
Because guess who admired us? Our moms. Our moms stared at us like we were the second coming. We're such fucking losers.
Dude, all right, so
I still haven't gotten over that.
I know, and so this is a thing that I'm working on. So I'm talking about my having this relationship with my ex and how I fell into a bad habit of just like hooking up a lot, and I'm bitching about it to my buddies, and they're all like, what are you complaining about? Like, you're hooking up with all these different hot girls or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's what you see, and there's a version of that that's true on the surface, and so you go, oh, dude, so cool to hook up with 200 girls. But then my experience of it is that I'm only doing that to get to lay naked so I can talk about my dad with 200 girls. That's insane.
Is that true?
Yeah, dude. I'm doing it. I have an intimacy addiction. And so I was, for a long time,
intimacy addiction?
Just hooking up to get to the part immediately after sex where I just pontificate and you listen.
Really?
Like a serial killer who just doesn't kill. Just
really? That's so interesting.
Pathologically. I'm growing out of it.
So I can't be friends with you, right? Because you're
Well,
not
you
a
can
man,
because
right?
And I guess what the difference between you
That
and me is that
annoys the shit out of me.
I just don't like when you're
that
derailing
you wear
the podcast.
a tank top like that.
No, I just got a little bit hot in here.
That's
so it got a little hot in here.
Homoerotic,
What
dude.
are you? How is it? It's only homoerotic if you love it, because you're an actually gay guy.
Please run out of the closet, please.
You know what happened if I ran out?
You couldn't.
I'd
look,
open
by
the
the
door
way,
and I'd fucking smack right into you, waiting to jump on in.
You could not look gayer.
Oh my god, dude, I am a freak compared
couldn't,
to you.
but you also
it's
look
almost
like
bad to have us on the same.
No,
cast,
all right.
dude.
You're
I'm
a young
Greek god, and you're a little Italian farm boy.
Hey, dude, we're the same height.
We're not the same
Stand up.
height.
Stand up.
First of all,
I can't even see. same height.
See how my
And also-
shoulder is
yeah, 'cause
off?
you're close to the camera.
I'll fucking back up, dude.
You're close to the camera. Look at how. By the way, look at how. That's where I got you.
You have
Look
a
at the
nice
ass.
booty, dude.
Well, that's athleticism.
And I have no butt.
No,
I
that's
was
called.
born
And
without.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's why. At the end of the day, we saw that. At the end of the day, that's why I beat you at every sport. Isn't that crazy?
But
At
here-
every sport.
Wait, so
Right
one
now.
of my favorite things that Bryan Callen does is it'll be after a show, and we're talking to people, and they're so excited to talk to you, and they love you, and then you'll be telling a story, and it's a great, really funny story, and at some point in it, you'll go, and I'm not an athlete, and no one questions that
That bothers me.
so much. Do you want to be a professional athlete?
I want to look like a professional athlete.
Do you want to look like one, or if you could have gone back, and maybe you can even still do stand-up, but is that like really the thing?
Yeah. If I could have just been, my biggest regret is not wrestling in college. But also, that's also stupid and also lame. What I want to be, let's be honest, is not 6'3", but 6'4". I don't want to be 200 pounds. I want to be a tight 225. I want long arms, long legs, a shorter torso. I want my height to be in my legs, okay? I want high insertion calves. I want to have a lot of fast twitch muscle, which I kind of do. But I want speed, and I want to be able to dunk a basketball with ease. You got me?
I got
With
you.
the kind of hands that can palm a basketball.
Right. And
Right?
why do you want that? And do you think if you had it, you would have that value for it?
I would be a very different person, and I would certainly not be as funny.
You wouldn't be as funny, and you might still actually be as funny. My younger brother is 6'4". He's everything you described.
He's
a
handsome.
freak, and he's a handsome kid, dude. He's got a great job. He's the man. He's my soulmate. I love him dearly. He has such an ease around his thoughts. He's not anxious. He doesn't even really understand anxiety, but he's very sympathetic. He's just a big,
Easy bone structure.
just a fucking
moves through the world with the gait of a lazy lion.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
It's a lazy lion.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
And you know what he does when he's not doing that? Fucking his fiance.
I
shouldn't
I'm
have said
sure.
that. I'm sure they make wonderful love. But the point
No,
is,
he's a guy like that's putting it down as well. He should. He's desired.
He was at when he was in college.
Yeah.
He was at a frat party. I don't know if it was like a day party, whatever. It's hot. They're in this. He's shirtless and he's walking through the party, and hands, just like a just.
So he's well jacked.
Oh, he's well jacked. Yeah. And my
What's
older
he weigh?
brother. Yeah, God, he's probably 220-ish.
Oh, big Greek kid.
Yeah, dude.
Just a big Greek kid, huh?
Big Greek boy. And he's got my mom's bone structure.
She's a beautiful
She's
woman.
a beautiful woman. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I would see you're a bit
How
of
old
a.
is she?
She's your age.
58.
58, I think. Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's an energy for us.
You are a little bit too much of a piece of his shit, but
No, we would don't get us in the same room because I love my wife, but you never know. And I'll become your dad.
well,
right?
so here's why I'm okay with this, because at no point would I ever lack the ability to grab you by the ankle and swing you into a china cabinet. So
No,
we can try you out.
You're
We can
not-
try
you're
you
not-
out.
You're not. Don't ever. You don't want to engage. You don't want to close that.
Dude, I'll get
distance
down
and then
on
let
one
me
knee
get-
and I'll show you a ring, because we're going to engage.
No, don't let me get. Don't let me do this. Don't let me bring you close because I want it close. But then here's the other problem.
Uh-huh.
Bop, bop, bop.
There's
bop, bop.
No
bang,
doubt in my
bang,
mind that
bang,
you are
bang.
a better technical fighter than me. You know what you don't got?
don't fight, though,
you have
right?
here's this is all jokes aside, you have no heart. Like
What
there's
the
no
fuck are you talking
and I don't mean in a moral sense. In a
I
moral
have
sense,
a lion's heart. Dude.
you have a kitty cat's heart.
I have a lion's
You have
heart.
roadkill heart, dude.
When I'm tired and everybody else is tired, when
Yeah.
the enemy's still fresh and my legs are gone,
You take a nap.
I have what's called extra reserves. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I got that extra gear
Yeah.
that kicks in
Yeah.
in the 11th hour, and I hear you go, and I love that sound because it's the sound of you breaking. And then I go in your ear, uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
Don't say spaghetti-o like that.
I say that. I say, that's what I do to my opponents. And then everything goes from day to night for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Every day goes from day to night. So dumb, not funny, not
man.
special. So, and then the other thing is, you know what I would do?
What?
Is I'm gonna be there for your kids. I'm gonna take care of them, and I'm never gonna say I'm your dad. They're just gonna look at me and they're gonna go, he was here the whole time, every day.
Is this a segue to talk about your dad?
My dad?
Well, I mean, this is why you're hanging with girls, so you can talk about how your dad wasn't there.
And
how do your brothers deal with your dads?
like men, dude. They make money.
Men.
They raise their families
they
like
make
men.
money and
you
raise
think,
their
You think they're going on stage doing this shit?
And
no.
you're the one who just couldn't live it down.
Cry,
Dad, where are
baby.
you?
Singing and dancing.
When was the last time you saw him? When did he take off?
He took off when I was 6.
What a great guy. Jesus Christ.
Chad. You know what's fucked up is that for my
How old
whole
were your brothers?
older brother was 10, younger brother was 2.
Yeah, the younger brother doesn't remember then.
Yeah, no, he had a different experience.
But the 10-year-old, man.
Yeah, Dean, but he also, and God bless him, first of all, he's one of the most strategic, kind of, in a way, dark and calculated, smartest guy I've ever met. He reminds me a lot of you in a lot of ways, frankly. You're both, like, tremendously well-read, know everything about history. But on top of that, he also has, like...
Thanks.
He also, and then people just kind of come in and do things for me. He also has, like, an unbelievable compassion. Like, they have a relationship, and, like, he has a lot of...
Oh, they do?
They do.
Oh, wow.
Empathy and understanding. And I didn't know for a long time. Like, because both my brothers did at some point, and they just kind of kept it from me for years, because, I don't know, I have a different relationship to it.
Because you're more
loyal to my family.
You're more sensitivo and
I
loyal
am.
to mom.
I'm the
You're
most...
loyal to mom.
Yeah.
But they have a kind of a relationship with dad.
Yeah, and it's what it is. They're not like boys, but they actually have what I think you should have. I just also recognize that maybe isn't for me.
To me, man, any dude who walks out on their kids is like 3 boys, like, and leaves him with a single mom.
Yeah,
I got no time.
That's how I feel.
I'm docking that guy all his back pay.
Yeah.
I got nothing for it.
Yeah.
And when I see that in a man, I'll never ever. It's the one thing I'll never be your friend.
Right.
I'll just look at you with disdain. And I know some people.
Yeah.
I know some people who've got kids, and I know what's up.
Right.
I can tell that they're not there.
And it feels different. It made me a star. I probably always was going to be one.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you there.
Go on.
Because, like,
you want to say it for me?
I wouldn't use the word star because this podcast with you on it it's going to have not a lot of listeners.
It's going to have the most listeners. Let me give you the brass tacks.
Yeah.
Your podcast is bad and it's not good and it's not interesting. Because here's the thing. All right,
not appropriate to say that.
No.
You're on Off Limits, which is a groundbreaking.
You have on,
let's
say, Kevin Macbeth.
Yeah. Huge following.
And this guy knows so much.
Yeah.
So now you cut that with you. So 50% of it now is you. Just let him talk an hour. We lost 50% of the information he has because you got to go, wow, robots, wow, shut up.
Hey, I don't fucking do that. That's not how I conduct an interview. I don't go, wow, robots.
It's actually worse than that.
My voice, first of all, is a lot more grounded.
It is a lot deeper than that.
A lot deeper.
Can I tell you a prank that I pulled on you?
Yeah. What did you do?
I'm sorry. Okay. I love you dearly, and you're my favorite person. So I'm gonna read you a text screenshot that I sent to you. I texted you a screenshot of a conversation with Will Sasso.
Yeah.
And it says, "Hey, Will, just wondering why you guys stopped doing 10-minute podcast." And Will replied,
Oh, this is great.
Will replied,
So funny.
"Hey, LOL. Well, to be honest with you, we had said it was scheduling at the time, but the truth is, had nothing to do with being busy or with me looking back. It was hard to keep going with dead weight. Callen is a nice enough guy, but he's just a medium talent. And for a long time, I tried to tell myself that he wasn't, and that I could tolerate his impetuously galling nature. That's just who that guy is. But at some point, the fact that he just has no star quality started to make me feel like I had to get out before it got dark, and he realized it. Hey, I've been present for a lot of wannabes blowing their brains out. Guess I just didn't want that on my conscience. Or his brains on my, at the time, Todd Snyder dress down. I don't really wear them that much anymore. Still a good brand, though. Styles change. I try to switch up my style every couple of years. That's just a me thing, reinventing. I guess that's my whole point. Callen wasn't like me or Chris or Frank Caliendo or Phil Lamar. Just couldn't reinvent. Some people are born to die." Now,
He's such a scumbag.
so here's the big reveal,
Some
Brian.
people were just born to die. Ah, my good friend Will Sasso.
Here-
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Here's the big reveal. I don't know Will Sasso. I've never met Will Sasso. I wrote that to
You wrote
myself.
You wrote that? You son of a bitch. I thought that was Will. That's a very good Will impersonation. That's such a good Will impersonation, but you used to listen to 10-minute podcasts. Oh, you son of a bitch. I almost sent that to Sasso to be like, you bastard.
You know that I don't know him because the first time
But I figured he probably hit you up on a DM and went off on some tangent.
So I sent that
I'm gonna send
screenshot.
that to Will.
I sent the reaction that you had, which was, "Hey, don't say that stuff about me."
Yeah.
To Sam Laponis, to Nick Simmons, and
It's like
to
when you guys
everyone.
made fun of my shoes.
Yeah, please go.
Yeah, I show up with shoes. We're doing acting off, by the way, December 3rd, Sunset Strip. Come see some. And by the way, this weekend, Nick and I will be at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Salt Lake City. That's this Friday, this Saturday. Come get some. We're bringing heat. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Thanksgiving weekend, this weekend. We can't wait. So I'm there. And by the way, the weekend after that, or no, not the weekend after that, we're going to be in Naples,
Naples, Florida.
December 12, 13, 14. That's going to be an awesome weekend. Yeah. And then, all right. So at Off the Hook Comedy Club. So come get some of that. But what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So we're doing acting off, and I've got the whole cast there. And Nick says something like, "You going to wear those shoes on stage?" I'm like, "What?" They were just Nike running shoes. And then Sammy goes, "They look like they belong in a walkathon." And then Nick, the other Nick, says something like, I don't know how you even, like, she let you out of the door. And my wife goes, "I tried to get him to change." I'm like, what the fuck is with these shoes? So you're making fun of my running shoes. I go out on stage and I go, I got to talk about my shoes because they're all going to be looking at my shoes. In front of a whole audience, I go, "Sorry about my shoes, guys." And nobody reacted because now I know they were looking at me going, "Those look like regular shoes to me."
Totally regular shoes.
And you guys had me thinking those shoes sucked.
Well, because you know what?
So unbelievable.
The whole joke really was that it wasn't the shoes that sucked. It was...
Dude, I was amazing that night, and I'm going to be amazing December 3rd.
That's
Are you
true.
ready, or are you afraid?
I'm a lot like you, Bri. I'm a lot like you. But the difference is that there's a place for me to land. You understand what I'm saying? All the talent.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Since we're doing this as a podcast,
Sure.
and you're how old?
20 I'm
30,
32.
So, and you're a comic,
Oh, no. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
actor,
Yeah.
performer,
Mm-hmm.
and gun to my head.
Oh, God.
Gun to my head. Not a big deal, but it's important, these things, because radical candor is important.
Sure.
You're talented. You're very talented. You're good. You don't have it, though. I mean, at the end of the day, right? You're not gonna make it. But I would like to offer you a job as my, and this is good, personal assistant. Because you'll be around people that have made it. And that is the second best thing to having made it.
Sure.
Welcome aboard.
I'm going to decline your offer, and I'm going to leave you with merely a suggestion of thought.
Yeah.
And you can kind of ponder it, let it marinate.
Sure.
You are not a good man.
By the way, I just looked at myself, and it is astonishing what age does. It's not okay for me.
I actually disagree with you. I don't like your reaction to your own age, because I would feel so proud of myself, dude.
No,
you still move the same way.
I do
You're
move
sharper.
fairly well.
You move so well, dude. You fly.
I'm aging well, I guess, but I just, like, physically, I'm looking at my head. That's an old head that could use some water. Our boy Nick is doing the glow.
Yeah.
Are you doing the glow?
I'm not.
He shoots up like it's a peptide cocktail.
I kind of want to.
I do too.
I kind of want, because he mentioned it and I didn't see a difference, and then a week later I was like, oh, I see the difference.
I do too.
And I want it.
I kind of
wanna
see a
do it
difference
now.
with them too.
Yeah.
Peptides are the shit.
They really are. It's magic.
Yeah. I want to do something.
Maybe we'll do them.
Well, I'm going to get all my blood work back from Ways to Well, and they're going to recommend something. We'll see.
I mean, I don't want to put random stuff in my body, but the glow thing is like, it doesn't seem to have downsides.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, what any type of intramuscular steroid is going to do. Like, what that laundry list of side effects is going to be. I don't know, man. I'm also very blessed, just genetically, right? Like, natural insertion points. I'm kind of built like an action figure.
Man.
But you know what I love about myself most is humility. Like, because I'm one of those guys, I can joke around, I can pretend I'm the best, I can make jokes about it. But at the end of the day, even with this sort of things I'm saying right now, on the inside is what shines through most brightly, which is that I'm a really sincere, empathetic, kind human being.
You're giving yourself so many compliments, and it's my podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess we'll let the people decide.
Hey guys, my special, False Gods, is still out there.
It's a great special.
It's still out there.
It is. Do you want to do another one?
Another special?
Yeah.
Only because it's a diary.
But because you write long form.
That was a thematic story.
Yeah.
And it would have probably done really well in the 90s when people actually watched a whole special.
Yeah.
But have you seen Physical Asia?
No, you were talking about this.
Dude, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's sick.
It was Physical 100, which was the strongest people in Korea. Now it's the strongest people in Asia. And Australia's part of it. And you got Maoris. Nobody competes with Maoris. If you're Korean, if you're Japanese, you got some great athletes. The only people that might compete with Maoris are the Mongolians.
Yeah.
Because they're so strong. But at the end of the day, I don't even think that's a possibility. Those giant Maoris and people who are half Maori, and good luck. Good luck, dude. You're not doing it. They're just, some people are so strong, and I ain't.
Also, the type of athleticism they have, like, they're so physically capable of stuff.
Oh, God. Yeah, they're just, and when they're athletic for a Maori or a Samoan, and they work out like crazy, enjoy that.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
If it's anything that has to do with explosive power, you might want to sit this one out. If it has something to do with them grabbing you, sit this one out, okay? If it has anything to do with pushing anything up a hill, down a hill, carrying something on your back, sit this one out. If it's a racket sport, you're all right. If it's a racket sport, you're all right, maybe. Because they're also tall, fairly thin Maoris, and by thin I mean they're 260 but 6'7". That's a little bit different.
I wonder what it's like for you to just be out in the world, just the way that you're looking at people and their bodies, like just observing
me or just Maoris
like
or
you
Samoa.
in a coffee shop, a Maori walks in and you're just beating
It's probably
off.
what happens when a guy goes to pee and is reminded of how small his cock is, right? Even though he's Greek.
Go on.
And you're like, you're having a great day.
Dude.
We're going to do this one. You're like, nothing matters anyway.
I am a grower.
Nothing matters because I got this thing, right?
Yeah. My unerect penis is an old Russian woman waiting for the bus. A tiny little Chinese girl. Just a little...
An Asian man's thumb,
yeah.
as somebody said. Yeah.
But then, on the other side of some action, feeling all right. But otherwise, I will never let a woman post-coitus see me. I instantly put boxers on. Right away, boxers on. Yep. Because they don't have to deal with that. Yeah. Their vagina is their vagina is. That's what
do girls like the most about your looks? What do you get the most compliments on?
The thing I get a lot of compliments on is the thing that straight up I am insecure about. I'm very insecure about my brow bone. I feel that it looks Cro-Magnon, and girls tell me they like it.
You're insecure about your brow bone?
Yeah.
Fuck are you talking about? I never even noticed your brow bone because I didn't even know a brow bone exists.
Somebody said to me, they go, Callas, you look like a lion. I feel it's just so brickish. I feel like makes me look so ugly. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I think about. I get a lot of compliments.
Your brow bone.
Back and shoulders, abs. Because you know what it is? I have year-round abs, which means 12 months in a row repeated.
Man, that's annoying.
You know what? It is annoying because
super annoying to say.
I'm not even this guy. Like, I don't even want to be. I don't even want to be seen this way.
This guy, don't give yourself.
No, I'm not even this guy. Is what I'm saying. Like,
man, that's very annoying, right? You're making me mad just thinking about how you're talking right now.
You're a short-tempered person.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was spicy today. I don't know why.
You were a little.
Oh, I was,
spicy.
wasn't I? Yeah.
Spicy.
I was like in a bad mood. I got spiced up with you guys. I was like, "What are we doing, man?" I had to check myself. I don't know why. I was like in a bad mood.
Well, no, because you do every single thing that you want to do or accomplish. You do it.
Yeah.
And so you have less time.
Yeah, I want to execute.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to execute. I want to get it done because the ideas are a dime a dozen.
Right.
Getting bringing it to fruition, building a company.
Well, you have to do that because they're not all going to survive. So you got to see which ones are going to survive. You got to push each one as far as you can. I'm going to take everything from you.
What?
I'm going to take everything from you. Yeah.
My buddy, I have investments with my buddy who's a big-time investor, angel investor. And I've invested in 2 companies of his, and actually maybe 3 now. And he's like, I go, how's it doing? And he goes, oh, it folded. The company folded, and I'm taking your investment. Yeah, and there was never any paperwork, dude. He's so stupid. And he just hangs up on me. I'm like, how's my investment doing? He goes, your investment? You didn't think I actually put your money into the company, do you? He's like, I used that to go out to dinner. Got a dinner fund. I spent your money on wine, literally. So thanks. Click. I love that kind of humor.
And then I think we'll leave it at this. One thing that I think is interesting about you, I noticed it with like Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave.
That's so funny.
Dude's hysterical. One thing categorically about that show is that everyone surrounding him as the protagonist talks like him. They take his cadence. I'm curious if it's like directed or if it's just this radioactive effect. You have the same thing where like people in your orbit, they do the Callen thing.
Yeah, I've always been told that. You know what? You want the truth is?
Yeah, I do.
I've always, my friend said that. He goes, when I was a freshman in college, he goes, hey, you notice how everybody talks like you now? And I've always heard that my whole life, even when I was like 13. It's weird.
Where does like that affect come from? Is it like your dad talk like that?
Nope.
Like,
I don't know. I just I don't know, man. I think sometimes I would see something that was so funny and I would obsess over it, and then I would just make it my own or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just think sometimes I just think it's funny when it's an energy I get. So if I have overwhelming energy and I don't know what to do with it, and my son's the same way, Finn.
Yeah.
It'll come out as like I can't just say it.
Yeah.
I gotta stop things because fuck you. And here's how it goes.
Right. Well, so
and oh, by the way, Chris Lear, you're welcome for that. And everybody else.
Dude, it is Northeast because
oh yeah, it's New York. Yeah, part of it was informed by my buddy Jimmy Burke, who was amazing at that. So part of it was probably being around him and copying him.
Right.
He was older and hilarious. And then you just make it your own. I don't know. You just, because he was really good at making sure that you understood what he was saying. And by the way.
Yeah.
And that's all Jimmy.
I know that
and
guy.
I get that from him. So it's not original. It's just it's probably a hybrid derivative of my best friend.
But then like through the vessel of you, it has this like really
because you live your life and I was always around colorful characters, and then you just find yourself gleaming, trying to emulate someone who you looked up to or someone who made you laugh. And then you can see this with comedy. You can see this with people who emulate certain people. They grew up watching them, so now I've never done that. I never had any heroes that were comics.
Yeah, I really am interested by influence, and like I look at comics to see who are his 3-4 guys. Can I find them in there?
Yeah, not me. I never had any comics that I looked up to. Never.
Because
George Carlin, but I never. There was nobody I wanted to be.
Is that why you got older faster? I wear mine on my sleeve a little bit, and I'm curious if I think you watch something that you love and it resonates with you, with a truth in you that's already true about you. And so it just kind of helps elicit that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I ever like watched Jim Carrey and was like, "Oh, I want to be that." I think it spoke to something that was already true about me in the way that maybe. I expressed.
But my heroes were Robert De Niro and Chris Walken and the actors.
Yeah.
I wanted to be cool, not funny.
Right.
But I was funny and an idiot. I mean, I remember trying. My girlfriend at the time said, "Stop trying to be a brooding actor. You're not. Stop trying to be this deep Robert De Niro, Chris Walken character. You're a jackass. Be the clown. Be the fucking clown. That's manly too."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I never thought of that."
Yeah.
I wish I could go back in time and tell myself, as a young boy, that my sensitivity is manly too. I wish that I didn't have such a warped, one-dimensional notion of what the ultimate man is. That's probably the biggest waste of time that I spent. I spent so much time. I wasted so much time feeling less than and being ashamed of my fragility, and my lack of strength, or whatever you want to call it. And I wish I could go back and say, hey, young man, come here. Be creative. Be a dancer. Be a singer. Be a musician. Be the clown. Be the clown. Fuck all this fighting and all this trying to be this. It's not your nature. It's not my nature. It's not who you are. It's not who you are physically. But you're a clown. You're elastic. Be that. You're never going to be a football player. You could wrestle, I guess. I probably would be saying, I wish I'd wrestled or something. Okay.
It's not too late. I mean, you're 58 and you still take boxing classes and jiu-jitsu. Stop doing that.
No.
Stop doing that.
Dude, come on,
so here's my impression of your doctor. Stop doing that.
No.
Here's my impression of your wife. Stop doing that. Here's my impression of your friends. Just kidding, you don't have any friends. Here's my impression of me right now. Stop fighting guys.
Yeah, but I belong to Old Man Fight Club.
Yeah.
And I got to work my jiu-jitsu and my boxing.
So, acting off December 3rd. Going to be epic.
This weekend, Wise Guys Comedy Club. Come get some. And then we got Naples, Florida. And let's go.
Let's go. Go watch False Gods, everybody.
Nick Callas. Nick Callas.
Still pronouncing it wrong to this day. Don't ever change.
Come watch us on the road. We're gonna bring some heat.